Hey, and welcome. If you've ever felt like you're doing a digital balancing act, constantly logging in and out of different LinkedIn profiles, you know just how tricky that can be. Well, today we're going to ditch that whole routine and give you the modern playbook for safely managing multiple LinkedIn accounts. Let's dive in.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a freelancer with a personal brand and a business profile. Or maybe you're at an agency and you're handling accounts for a ton of different clients. You are definitely not alone, and you're right, it's a huge headache.
And here's why this is such a big deal. By 2025, LinkedIn is on track to hit 1.2 billion users. That's a massive number. This isn't just some social network anymore. It's a global economic engine, and managing your presence on it the right way is absolutely crucial. But here's the thing you really need to hear. Those old methods you might be using, logging in and out all day or firing up a second clunky browser, they aren't just wasting your time. They are actively putting your profiles at risk. So let's get right into what we're calling the LinkedIn juggling act, because honestly, it's a skill that pretty much every modern professional, from marketers to sales teams, needs to get a handle on. And what's so interesting here is that these are all totally legitimate reasons to have more than one account. We're talking about keeping your personal job hunt separate from your current company, or managing client profiles for your agency, or even getting strategic by running A/B tests to see what content actually lands. This isn't about being sneaky, it's about being smart. And just think about who is on the platform. Almost half, nearly half, of all users are in that super tech-savvy, multitasking 25 to 34 age group. I mean, this is a generation that was practically built for juggling multiple roles, projects, and digital identities. So it's no wonder this is such a widespread challenge. Okay, now let's talk about the real dangers here. Because using those old, outdated methods isn't just inefficient, it's like you're walking into a digital minefield for your entire professional reputation. This table really just breaks it all down. The number one fear, of course, is getting account banned. I mean, that's your network, your reputation, gone, poof, overnight. But even before you get to that point, you're looking at a huge productivity drain. We're talking up to 40%, just from switching back and forth. And on top of all that, you're risking mixing up your data and flat out violating LinkedIn's terms of service. And this isn't just some abstract concept. These are real stories. I mean, there's this one from Reddit about a user who lost years of connections because their whole management system just fell apart. It's a serious cautionary tale that makes these risks feel very, very real. So, what are people trying to do to get around this? Well, the two most common workarounds, they just don't cut it. Browser profiles, they're clunky and they don't hide your IP address, which is a huge red flag for LinkedIn. And incognito mode? Come on. It's a total myth that it protects you. It absolutely does not fully isolate your data, which can lead you straight to getting flagged. Okay, enough with the problems. Let's pivot. Let's talk about the modern solution that tackles all of these risks head on. The magic behind all of this is a technology called session isolation. Now, in plain English, it creates a completely separate, totally contained environment for each of your LinkedIn accounts, all inside a single browser. The best way to think about it is like putting each profile in its own little digital bubble. They never touch, they don't see each other, they don't even know the others exist. So any modern tool built for this has a very specific checklist of features. First, it needs true cloud-based isolation, not some little trick that just works on your local machine. It has to have built-in proxy support, which is kind of like giving each account its own digital PO box to mask your real location. And for pros, it's got to have strong encryption, cloud sync so your whole team can use it, and the power to scale up to dozens of accounts without even breaking a sweat. So you've got the right tool. Now what? Well, the next piece of the puzzle is using it with smart, safe practices to keep your accounts secure for the long run. And getting started is actually way easier than it sounds. It's basically a 5-step process. You sign up, you create a new session, give it a clear name like Client X, you paste in the LinkedIn URL, assign a unique proxy to it, and launch. That's it. You are now operating in a totally secure, isolated bubble. But you've got to remember, the tool is only half the battle. How you act matters just as much. You need to use high-quality proxies, keep your connection requests reasonable, a good rule of thumb is under 100 a week, and please, focus on authentic engagement. Following these best practices can slash your risk of getting banned by a massive 70%. And this chart, it just lays it all out, crystal clear. When you put a specialized tool like Sendwin right next to the old-school methods, the advantages are just obvious. You're getting true isolation, full proxy support, and scalability that the other methods just can't even touch. So what's the bottom line? A huge, massive impact on your workflow. By getting rid of that constant, frustrating context switching, people are reporting saving up to 80% of their time. That is time you can now spend on what actually matters, networking and building relationships, not just logging in and out.
Okay, let's wrap this up by looking ahead for a second. Because this isn't just about solving a problem that exists today. It's about getting ready for the future of professional networking.
The real takeaway here is simple. As platforms like LinkedIn get smarter and more complex, our tools and our strategies have to evolve right along with them. I mean, we're already seeing things like AI integration becoming standard. The need for secure, scalable management solutions is only going to get bigger.
And that really leaves us with one final big thought to chew on. In a world where we all wear so many different hats, employee, freelancer, side hustler, personal brand, is the whole idea of having just one single professional identity even relevant anymore? It's a really good question to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.